is Plastic Adventures.
Hey everybody, it is Steve and Doug with the Plastic Adventures toy community. And if you're here with us, that means that you either want to share something, you want to hear news, or you want some very, very deep insight on all things that are cool that are toys. This time you're going to get two of the three because we just don't have a lot to share separately on those. So we're going to spare you and give you some of your life back so you don't have to listen to us as much. We're going to do a little bit of news, a little bit of sharing time today. So it's like plastic bits and toy millish together.
Yeah, bits
Uh,
meal.
yeah, there you go. There you go. Uh, I guess you got some cool stuff, didn't you?
I did get some pretty cool stuff this last week. Um, you want me to go first?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
one little thing I'll grab to share because I am decidedly light on new toys, but I did do something that's kind of a neat little thing.
All right. Well, I got some things to share. I found one thing for GI Joe in Walmart. I found Quick Kick.
Oh yeah. They were like here in abundance and then suddenly disappeared.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the fun thing about Quick Kick is he's got a little fudgy bar that he comes with. I don't know if you remember his first episode appearance where he's in the on the iceberg and he's no shirt and no shoes, and
Right.
he's filming a commercial as a stuntman for Fudgy Bars, and his director didn't show up, or his director took all of the equipment and left. So
Yeah, and then what happened? They were like, "Hey, you want to be a GI
you
Joe?
want to
You
be a
look like
GI
a
Joe?
village person. Yeah, you look like one of the village people. You could be a GI Joe."
Yeah,
And so he comes with a he comes. That's pretty deep, man. I'm
yeah,
surprised that they put that in there. That sounds like something like Super 7 would put with a figure.
yeah. I like when they do that. It means the people that are working on this, they know their source material, right? I think that's the biggest thing is they
Oh, they
they
yes,
let
they
us know
certainly
that they
do.
know their source material by putting little things in there like that. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think he's pretty cool. And Quick Kick was always one of the cooler ones, right? He was your Bruce Lee stand-in as a kid.
Yeah, but he's like decidedly American, like
Oh
Surfer
yeah,
Bruce Lee. Yeah, but very very cool. I actually really liked Quick Kick a lot. It's very relatable, like good sense of humor when you're a kid.
totally.
But that's really cool. That figure is just like one of many really great ones that have been rolling out. No duds for
Yeah, I
classified.
Classified has not disappointed me once yet, I think. So
Yeah,
I've been happy with pretty much every single one of them that have come out. So they keep it going, and I'll just keep it buying, right?
yep, yeah. Hey, take my money, right? Yeah.
Okay, so next one. I haven't really got into this line for Star Wars. But I found two that were like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. The Micro Galaxy Star Wars, if you've seen those, the Micro Galaxy Squadrons.
Is this the one with the little teeny tiny figures?
They
And
are
it's
the
like,
little tiny figures,
yeah.
but I found two of them. So like one of them, I'll show this one first. So this is the B-wing, which is actually really detailed.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah.
And it does do all of the cool things that the B-wing does, right? Like it does its wing, the can
You
cockpit
got the
turns.
cockpit rotation thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got its landing gears that can go in and down. The cockpit can open, the little pilot can come in and out. So it's pretty detailed. It's very like model detailed, not like toy play detail. It's more like a model.
Yeah, I saw the Millennium Falcon and the AT-AT. I love both of them. I just don't know like what I would do with them since I have
Yeah.
those things in like, 3 3/4 scale.
But when you find one for like $8 and then you
Uh-huh.
find the next one for $4, you're
All
like
right. Yeah.
you're like, okay, that I can make, I can make that investment.
Yeah. Did you scoop them up at Target? Where'd you find them?
Walmart.
Oh, Walmart was clearing them. Yeah, our
Yeah.
Target here got rid of several of them. Not the ones I wanted, but uh,
So what I like about this one, it's closer to the McQuar or to their concept, their original concept of these things. But this leads into the next thing that I got, which actually I'll show you. But this is pretty cool. The detail on these things is pretty high, and then like the back will open up, and you can see.
oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so you see what I mean? Like they're more modelish than they are toyish.
Yeah, I'm assuming that there's a certain level of delicateness to these things.
Yeah,
Like
they
if it
they, they
falls
don't
off the
feel
shelf,
as
it could be toast. Yeah,
they don't feel as heavy as the next one I'm going to show you. So
right.
I got so this is one that I actually got from you a long time ago that I've been slowly kind of putting back together.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I had no room for that thing. I just like had it. Yeah, cool. Did you
So
3D print those door things?
no, so I did 3D print the battery cover and the radar.
Oh, okay.
But I found the doors on eBay for a good price that I couldn't pass up. I know they're a little bit discolored, um, but they work.
Yeah, yeah.
So so
Yeah, so
that
what was the deal with this thing? Didn't you like roll it around or something and then like a turret would turn or what was
no,
the
so this is actually the second this is the second iteration of this one. The first one was electronic, and if you see these little black things around here, the
Yeah.
first one had red buttons. And you would push those buttons, and there are little sticker spots that go right here, and you can see, oh, this one does the C-3PO sound, and this one does the blaster sound, and this one does the
Ah,
stormtrooper
okay.
sound, right? So it's a little sound machine type of thing. Um, but the battery, batteries would go here in the back. But then they decided that was getting a little too expensive, so they took all the electronics out and then just released it like this to bring down cost. So
Holy crap. Like what, like three wires and a speaker? Okay.
but it's not bad. So like I said, the doors are a little discolored, but I still like it. I like that I got it from you and that I'm able now to complete it, and it looks good sitting on my shelf. I don't care if it's got some 3D printed parts or not. It looks really good.
Yeah, well, as always, jealous of your amount of room. So like, you get that happening there. Good for you.
Got lots of room. If that's one thing I
Yeah.
do have lots of, it's room. Okay, so the next thing I got, well, another vintage Kenner thing, was the AST5.
Oh yeah, what is this thing? Like
So it's a mini
I've seen
rig.
these. You know,
So
I've seen those things like on videos and you see them in toy shows and yard sales, but like what the hell is this?
okay, so this is one of a few mini rigs. They're called mini
Yeah.
rigs that came out
Yeah.
in Kenner. And they were ones that were never in the movies or in any of the stories. And I think a Kenner exec in one of the documentaries says we pitched this to Lucasfilm saying, what if these were just off screen and the kids could play with them that way, so you can build the world a little bit more and the kids can have a little more vehicles to play around with, but they had no screen time. Nobody knows what they were, so this one's like a little sentry. It can be like you can stand up, it can open up. I
Yeah, I'm
always like
just
to put Zuckuss in there.
right. Yeah, somewhat lame vehicle for a lame character.
Well, actually, it kind of reminds me like he's a bug, so this kind of like a cocoon, so he would be like a
Oh,
cocoon
okay.
bug
Yeah.
flying kind of ship.
Kind of weird
Anyway,
choice
it gets the
in
imagination
colors
going.
too. Yeah, odd choice in colors, but wasn't there like a steamroller
So
that
yeah,
the
so there was
hot guys
there was
had?
like one with like two giant steamrollers for wheels. There was like a very mini like chibi Imperial shuttle. There was like a really like a small version of the sail barge. It was like they were really weird
Yeah.
choices, honestly. Um,
Ah, God.
and
I yeah,
there's
that
one
look
that's like a giant pod that has like suction cups, I guess.
the Imperial Steamroller. All I can think about is the sequence from Austin Powers when they run that guy over and he's like 100 yards away. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, hey, you
So
know
but
what?
those that's what it's part of the mini rig collection. So I didn't have any of those. So I was like, hey, I'm trying to build out my Kenner collection, so I might as well start looking for some good ones. Found that one for a really good price. I actually talked a guy down on eBay, got it even for a better price. So um yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can find some more of those. And then I've got one more thing, which I'm restoring now because I'm pretty excited. I got for the price that I got it for is
Oh, good for you, man. Where did this one come from?
so this one came from eBay as well. But I found it for $15 shipped. Like the whole thing was $15.
Whoa,
Yeah, and
15
the thing was like
shipped?
the title was like 4 parts. So I'm like, for $15, I'll see what condition it's in. Came here, it's actually in really good condition. I think there's a part I need to take it apart, and I think I need to fix one of the things on the inside to make the walking function work.
Yeah, yeah.
But other than that, it's like not too bad. Like it is a little discolored, but I think it's just not discolored enough to make me want to like worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, you
Um,
just need to get a hatch for the top, and then it's
yeah,
good enough.
so I need a hatch, the hatch on the hatch, and the gun, and the armor that goes underneath. Uh, but as I was talking about earlier, I found 3D files for all of those. So if I want to just sit it on my shelf and have it look really cool, I'll just print those off and put them on there, right? So
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking at mine right now that was generously joined part of my collection via Tyson.
Tyson, yeah, I
Yeah,
got the full Darth Vader's TIE fighter from him in that collection.
yeah, yep,
Really,
yep.
really cool buy, really cool guy too. So all
Yeah.
right.
Well, is that all your good
Yeah,
stuff?
that was my big Star Wars haul for this week.
Okay, well, hey, not all weeks are winners, right? I got something supposedly sitting in the postal locker outside that, but they didn't provide me a key, so um, it's not super exciting. I'll share it probably next week when we do another one of these. But I guess this one will be kind of a little bit of a follow-up from the Inland Northwest because I happened to pick up this Silverhawks figure for a really good price
Hmm.
and I did a little bit of resto work. I had to get a new chrome pin because mine wasn't laying the metallic down and smooth, but
Right.
I might be able to get him close enough.
Oh, okay. So you did redo his face paint and his
I
arm
did.
paint.
Yep.
That looks
Yeah.
really
So
good, Steve.
yeah, it took some time. As I'm getting older, I got these things now, readers, and they work stunningly well when you're trying to paint something with the end of a thumbtack. So that's kind of how I got in, and I got the eyes and the eyebrows taken care of on that one.
So
Uh,
how does he compare to officially painted one? Like, did you use one as a
about the
guide?
same. Yeah, yeah, it's about the same. I synced up the skin tone as best as I could. What was most important to me was Tally Hawk and that,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
wings. Like I can get a good condition if I really want to get a Quicksilver that's got his paint and everything, like
But that
$30,
one looks
something like
that one
that.
looks
But
great.
no, no, he uh, goes on the shelf really well. I was happy with how it came out. You're always a little bit nervous when you take the old paintbrush to some of these vintage toys, but
That's very true.
uh, actually turned out really well. So happy to do that. That's the only thing I got to share.
Sometimes it works, and then sometimes it looks atrocious, right?
And
So
then sometimes you're like, I fudge and just lost $30 because I thought I could paint this thing. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, it looks good. So I think you actually came out ahead.
Yeah, yeah, happy to do it. I always wanted to put one on the shelf, but they've come down a little bit. But for the longest time, if you wanted one that vintage that looked like that, it was like $100 bill or more that you had to fork out for it. So
Yep.
good enough. Obviously, if I ever sell it, I'll disclose it that it has some
You
touch up
touched it
work.
up.
So they can just be happy that they got the wings in such good condition, which you never get. So
Yep.
um, so that's all I got to share for cool toy pickups. But
Right on.
we did have a little bit of news over the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
I'll start with something that's kind of lame and kind of cool. Uh, McFarlane's Superpowers figures.
Mhm.
Like, I have kind of a really hate relationship with those figures, because they just don't, they kind of remind you of the original Superpowers figures, but they're off. They went
Slightly.
to all this effort to like, yeah, all this effort to like make it look vintage, and then they did a little bit weird stuff with the sculpts. So by and large, it's all been a pass for me, aside from the Batman that was painted black, like the
Yeah, I was going to say
prototype
that one
figure
was a
from
good
the
one.
89 movie. It's cool, like you looked at the back of your original Toy Biz figure package, and here's this Batman that's not the same thing that's on the bubble on the front.
Right.
But in the endless stream of repaints that they've done, I swear to God, there's like 3 unique molds and 40 repaints of each one in this line.
Right.
They're getting around to doing a black and gray Dark Knight Returns Batman,
Mm.
and I might part with my $9.99 if I see that one, because I have a very soft spot in my heart for that story, obviously.
Yeah.
So like I might break the code and actually buy another McFarlane superpower figure if I can find that one.
Um, Speaking of McFarlane, they did just announce that McFarlane and Marvel are doing another team up. Um, with some sculptures, I think it is.
Yeah,
With
it's more
Captain
like,
America and Spider-Man, I think were the first two that they released or that they're showing.
yeah, when I first rolled past this news, I saw a Marvel logo and I saw McFarlane and I'm like, "Oh fudge, what's going on there? How's that possible?" With Hasbro's super deep partnership with Disney, like they're
Yeah.
in it with Disney. And then I got to reading, and it's going to be basically like stactions and
Yeah.
dioramas, and I have not seen them yet, but I suspect one of them's probably McFarlane's Spider-Man #1 cover with all the
Yep.
like webs and stuff when
Yeah,
he's
it
hanging up.
is.
Yeah,
So it's that Spider-Man in his web slinging pose, and then it's barrel-chested Captain America, right? He's like big barrel chest with his shield up and everything like that. So it's like
oh,
it looks. It's not the big chest
it's not the
Captain
Rob
America,
Liefeld one, right?
but it is. But it is a rather large looking Captain America. So I don't know. It does look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like the sculptures are highly detailed. And there are definitely going to be people who want this. I'm very picky about what goes on my shelves, so I won't be picking those up. But I know that those are going to be popular.
But I mean, gosh, they're just his DC figures. Like I do like Marvel Legends, but McFarlane's DC figures are just terrific. I mean, like I
I
think the
agree.
quality is there. The cuts of articulation are tasteful enough. They look a lot better when they're on the shelf. They don't have as many of the little rivets that show everywhere and all the
Hmm.
cut joints. So, boy, that would have been something if they would have
It
taken
would have.
on Marvel figures.
Imagine if he was able to do DC and Marvel together in a McFarlane collection. That would have been the stuff of dreams, I think. So
Yeah, not to poop on Marvel because I
no,
or Hasbro, because I do think most of the Marvel Legends are pretty darn good, but uh no, that would have been crazy. But
it would have.
hey, there's a lot of iconic covers out there, and if they're covering the comic book covers, I mean, you
Mhm.
got that I think it's the second issue of Wolverine where it's up close on him with the
With
claws,
the
and he's doing
claws.
that thing with his
Hmm.
finger, like um
Is there a Punisher
oh,
cover that you like?
uh yeah, only because it's like so completely absurd. It's the Punisher regular series #1. He's on this fire escape. He's grabbed onto the ladder and he has a bazooka on his shoulder and it's aimed into the window of this like drug den. And it's like, Frank, you're like 8 feet from where that thing's gonna
That
go
doesn't
off. This
matter.
is not gonna go well. But like, if you ever just wanted to really kind of set the pace for the Punisher, like there it is. Like the guy, he's not just like creeping around with a sniper rifle. He's got like the bazooka and it's
He's
pointed
going to
into this
take you out and everybody
window.
around him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
There's been some really good covers too, but that could be really interesting as a diorama to get that one. I actually have it framed somewhere. I used to have it hanging up in the old place, but uh, yeah, yeah. Hey, New Mutants '87 with Cable, his first appearance. That's kind
His
of a
first
cool one.
appearance.
Um, some of
I'd
the
love to
Jim
if Darkhawk
X-Men.
got some love.
You know what? That's a really obscure but super cool choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like Darkhawk, and I think Darkhawk fits the McFarland flavor a little closer to than some of the other characters. Also, Sleepwalker, I think, would be a good McFarlane statue.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Darkhawk? Like he's not in comics anymore that I'm aware of. That
No,
they
he's
could have
not.
he was kind of like this hybrid Batman and Azrael thing I don't
I
know.
remember in, oh, what was it? When they were going through the mutant registration stuff, he was attached to the White House for something as part of, he
Hmm,
was one of the people who were advocating for the registration of mutants and things like that. So
huh.
yeah, that was about the last time I heard. I loved his appearance, and when he first came on the scene, Darkhawk was awesome. I loved Darkhawk.
Yeah, it's a really neat design. I think they could do a lot with it if they resurrected the character. But you know, comic
Yep,
books are really fickle.
they are.
They're constantly restarting with number ones, and it's hard to say what sells and what doesn't anymore. So,
Yep.
um,
All right, what do you got next for
uh,
news?
well, I don't know if you've seen these yet, but obviously Transformers has been doing some GoBot homages over the past like several years, right? Like we
Yep.
got we got Crasher, like a Mirage repaint, I think is what she was.
Yeah.
The latest round, we're getting Treads and we're getting Lightfoot and Pathfinder. It's
Yeah.
incredibly
I
obvious
saw
that,
those.
yeah, Pathfinder is going to be Cosmos. I haven't seen that one yet, but uh,
None of them
uh,
are particularly interesting because they're all repaints of either a Kingdom or a Legacy bot that's already been out. So there's nothing new
yeah,
that they're adding to the character
yeah.
or the mold.
I mean, like you could have got a lot of mileage out of it if you just did like one resculpted face.
Hmm.
Just something that like was a better fit because you know Treads was kind of a blasé character anyways. I had to look him up because I thought I had him and Destroyer confused.
Uh,
You know, the robot with a tank turret for a face. Shockwave's cool, by the
if they
way.
really want to do something cool, give us GoBots in the Legacy style. Give us a new GoBot. Like give us Psykill, give us Leader One, give
Yeah,
us a
I
cool
mean,
looking tank or a turbo or something. But just
yeah, dude, right
repainting a
now,
transformer and calling it a GoBot, that's
yeah, I mean, there's a huge opportunity because Transformers is crossing all universes and boundaries and everything. You know, they just uh like the new series of deluxes is going like into all corners. We're gonna get a
mm,
G1 Optimus Prime deluxe figure that could be really, really cool.
yeah.
But like styled after G1. So Lightfoot looks particularly bad. If
Mhm. Yep.
I mean, come on, dude. Like Lightfoot's just like this red truck, you know, with a blue
Hey,
torso, and they got all this pink and stuff all over poor Gears, and it did not make the translation very well.
well, here's the other
Uh,
thing that I really didn't like about that announcement. Gears, for whatever reason, has been hard to find in distribution so far. And then they announce a repaint of him, and they're like, "Hey, everybody, look! Here's one that's hitting shelves." And I guarantee you, I'm going to find this damn repaint before I find the red and blue version of Gears that I want.
yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, especially if it's. I think these might be Walmart exclusives. I suspect. I mean the colors are so weird on
They
these
are.
figures. Yeah, like the Treads Warpath repaint is like pine green. He's
Yeah.
so odd. And look at the character model for Treads sometime in the cartoon. He's so stupid. Like that's the
Well,
GoBot.
it just seems like a very lazy, and normally Hasbro does all right, and I understand repaints. I get it. It's cool. But taking something from another part of another universe, a franchise universe, taking a character that has already been released like Warpath and slapping green paint on him and going, "Hey, look, he's a GoBot now." That
Oh,
seems
there's
very that's like I don't know who decided that, but it was a bad call.
yeah, they hardly put any paint on him. Like he's just this like horrible green hunk of plastic with a few
Yeah.
little paint apps. But here's a question though. Do you think that they could do a good Psykill homage out of like Wreck-Gar or Scrap Heap?
No. No, I don't. I
You don't
think
think
that
so?
Psykill needs, and I'm afraid that they're going to try to do a Leader One
Out
repaint
of
of
like Starscream.
Starscream,
Yeah.
and that would suck because they have completely different designs in the character. Psykill is a great character that I think you would lose something if you just repainted another Transformer and called it Psykill. Um, there's something about him that was actually really kind of neat. And same thing like with Turbo, and same thing with Tank and Copter, and you know, I mean, and even Crasher to a certain extent. I mean, they were all kind of their own thing. So to just repaint another Transformer is I don't think it's giving GoBot fans what they want.
Yeah, it's time for those characters to start showing up anyways. You know,
Yeah.
it really is. Whether it's like a classic series all in the deluxe scale or whatever you want to do. I think we talked about maybe some small ones that were
Mhm.
blind bagged, which might be kind of a cool subline.
That would be a very cool idea.
But yeah, it's time. And the so far there hasn't been a really good GoBot homage ever that they've put
No,
out. But
there have been some third party GoBot masterpieces that look really really good. I
yeah,
don't think they call
yeah.
them GoBot. They've more taken it to the machine robo side of marketing for those things. But either way, those ones look really good, and that's the way I think
Yeah,
Hasbro should go.
yeah, they're super good. The official Machine Robo ones are great. There's a series of model kits that transform that
Mhm.
look really cool too. Those models are about $50 a piece, and I want to say they give you like a 5.5, 6 inch figure.
Which is pretty good.
But they, yeah, I mean, like for what it is. But yeah, I figured you'd probably seen those.
Yeah.
Not necessarily my favorite. Um, the Voltron toys are starting. The classic Lion Voltrons are starting to hit Target.
Oh, really?
Uh, yeah, they've got you can buy the whole set on Big Bad Toy Store for 109, or I want to say the Lions are all about $20 a piece, so you're going to be at $100.
Because that's
Um,
actually pretty decent.
this is not a reissue of the old toys. It's
Okay.
not a reissue of Matchbox. It's not a Pinoche Place or anything like that. It's actually some molds that came out in the last run of popular Voltron toys. That Netflix series that I thought was pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
They made the lions from Netflix, and then they made the classic lions, and you put them together, and it's a 16-inch tall robot. But he's got this like really, really long torso for some reason,
Oh
and
yeah.
some little holes down in the bottom of the torso where the sound comes out of.
Oh, he's a
Um,
sound maker. Okay.
and I don't know if they kept the electronics in them or not, but those
Hmm.
are those are hidden. I mean, if you ever needed a Voltron and you don't want to drop the money on a Matchbox or
I
you
actually
know
I think we have like black, blue, and yellow lion. We would just need the red and green lion to. And if they match the ones that came out previously, maybe they can be mix and matched. You can probably create a
Oh,
full
they
Voltron
are.
set.
Yeah, I mean, if it's from the previous line
Hmm.
came out, then it's the exact same toys. I
Oh,
mean, even the packaging, I think, is damn near the same that they
oh,
were in.
okay. Well, it's a chance
But
for me to grab the red and green lion then.
yeah, I'll keep my eyes peeled. I know I saw Blue Lion and Yellow Lion. I didn't see Black Lion, but I'm positive that I had seen one of the other two.
Mm.
Uh, my target's usually pretty good about getting this stuff like quickly and kind of on the low because like 7 people live here, and two of them collect toys, and I just happen to be quicker on the draw. Uh,
Right on. All right, so I think we got maybe about 2 more minutes to spare. So what else you got in the news?
okay, here's the one that really excited me. There is a potential Amazon exclusive original Technodrome reissue.
Oh, I did see that.
You did?
That
Yeah,
thing's
yeah.
huge, man.
God, I don't have anywhere to put it, but like it just kills me that I never had one when I was a kid. And it's a goofy playset,
Are they
but
are they putting it in the original packaging? Like
yeah,
in the original design? Oh man, I loved that packaging.
yeah. So it's going to be in that classic packaging that the van is in, and that the fake classic blimp is in. Uh, that's just, I think that's freaking rad, man. Like,
That is very cool. That's a great one to put out.
I can imagine it's going to be 69 or 79 bucks or something like that.
Oh
Uh,
gosh, I would
but is
love
it
that
not
thing.
worth it to have one? Like if you have these Ninja Turtle figures and like the Technodrome, I think I asked for it for Christmas one year, and it was you know, it was nowhere to be gotten. So,
Oh man. I
yeah,
can picture Steve if he finds one on the shelf going, should I? Shouldn't I? And he's having this conversation in his head as he's walking to the cashier. Should I? Shouldn't
uh,
I?
I'm not going to find it in a store unless they change their minds because it's going to be Amazon exclusive.
Oh,
However,
all right.
if I did, the devil on my shoulder would be like, dude, yes, get it. And
Get
then the
it.
angel would be like, he's so effing right.
Yeah.
Get it. Get
Do
it.
this. Yeah,
Yes.
that's cool. All right, so we got about like 15 more seconds. So this was our plastic mill or our mill bits mill
Omnibus.
omnibus with our news and our sharing time. If you like what you saw, come see Steve on Facebook. I'm on there now again, and come see me on Instagram, Toyman80s, and we will see you in the toy aisle.